Welcome to A Leader's Journey, the podcast for leaders who deeply believe there is a better way to lead and desire to create their unique journey towards becoming a legacy leader. I'm your host, Shannon Hammond. Over the last 20 years as a corporate leader and leadership performance coach, I've learned that many leaders believe there is a predefined path they have to follow and struggle leaning into their unique gifts that will create lasting impact and fulfillment. They end up feeling stuck, unhappy, and unfulfilled in the day-to-day of their role, and are challenged with why, since they have experienced success in their career and in life. I'm here to help leaders think through their leadership journey, learn how to ask themselves better questions, and learn the formula to create their leadership journey by design. If you are ready to design your unique leadership journey, lead with confidence, and love the teams you lead, then you are in the right place. Let's do this. Hello, my friends and fellow leaders. I'm glad to have you back here with me this week on the podcast. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I'm so happy that you are here. I know that your time is valuable, and I'm truly grateful that you've chosen to spend some of it here with me and that you are taking the time to invest in yourself as a leader. As we discussed before on the podcast, leadership is complex. There's a lot to learn in your individual role. There's different skills that need to be learned. And in some cases, you're needing to learn them in a new way because you now have to know how to use them to influence others versus applying them in your individual work. There's a lot that falls on the leader's plate. There's your individual tasks and responsibilities, leading your team members, taking care of business objectives. Oh, and let's not forget about your individual personal and leadership development. You have a strong desire to perform at your best. You want to hit the ground running and start solving problems for your team. After all, you're pursuing a leadership role to serve and support others. It can be overwhelming, complicated, and you might be feeling uncertain about where to start in your development as a leader. Last week, I shared with you the foundational skills of leadership. That is a great place for you to start. So if you haven't listened to that episode, it's episode number 50. Go back and take a listen to that one before you move on, or after you finish listening to this one. This week, though, we are going to talk about the 3 pillars of leadership. Yes, leadership is complex and has a lot of moving parts to it. Yet it can also be broken down into just 3 pillars that each leader needs to focus on in their leadership journey. So today I'm going to share with you what I believe the 3 pillars of leadership are and what are some of the different tasks and responsibilities that fall under each of these pillars. Now, I want to share this with you today to help you get the big picture of leadership. Not to say that you need to be working on all of these things right now. These are things that are naturally going to come as part of your leadership journey. And as you continue to grow as a leader, you're going to continue to add some of these things on in each one of these 3 pillars. All right, let's dive in. Pillar number 1 is leading yourself. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's all about leading you. If you can't lead yourself, you can't lead others. There's no way around that. When you are effectively leading yourself, you are moving from a place of doubt and discomfort to feeling clear and empowered about you and your leadership. Leading self includes being able to have good habits that sustain your health and well-being. You can be performing high in the aspects of your role, yet if you don't have that same high performance in your health, then you are not performing at a high level. This could include your nutrition and fitness. It might be your meditation practice, a spiritual practice, spending time with family and friends. It's about a holistic view on health, not just the physical piece that many think of. Leading self is also about our level of emotional intelligence. which is about self-awareness, emotional regulation, your motivations, and your social awareness. Having a level of awareness of how we show up and present ourselves, how we react in different situations, and being able to regulate our emotions, knowing what motivates us and what doesn't, and being able to pick up on the cues of others and truly listening to what they are saying and sometimes what they're not saying. That's all about emotional intelligence, and that's a big piece of being able to lead yourself. Leading yourself is also about truly understanding you. And I'm talking about on a deep personal level. Understanding how you were uniquely designed gives you insights into things like your strengths, your fears, how you make decisions or how you should be best making decisions, how you manage your energy and that energy management. It's really understanding you and how you are designed. There's great tools that are available for you to be able to do that, and being able to lead yourself and know what makes you at your best is huge in your leadership growth. Now, leading yourself is also about your presence, how you show up, your development as a leader and as a human, your ability to adapt to change, your communication style, and your communication skills. It's about managing your time, networking, and your personal conduct. At the root of it, it's all about taking care of yourself, having awareness of how you show up and how you are designed, and understanding how it is that you work, what makes you tick as a person. So that's our first pillar of leadership. Again, it all starts with you. So if you are early on in your leadership journey, which you probably are, this is the pillar that you really want to put a lot of your focus on. Because as I said when I first started talking about this, if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead others. And if you're not leading yourself, others are not going to follow you because you're not setting the example for what it means to be that high-performing person and a high-performing leader. All right, the second pillar of leadership, which you probably were guessing where this is going to go. Once you figured out how to lead yourself, you have to lead others, and leading others is our second pillar of leadership. Leading others is all about the people that you lead, your peers, and everyone that you come in contact with or have influence over. It's all about the other people that are going to be a part of your leadership journey. It's moving from being hesitant and worried about what others think to really being connected to others and being relatable in your leadership. It's about building those high energy relationships that build you up, and you do the same for the other person. High energy relationships, they are mutual. They are not just one way. Leading others, it's all about influence. I've said it many times before, and it's one of my most favorite leadership quotes by John Maxwell. He says, "Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less." As leaders, we get things done through our ability to influence. Whether that's someone that reports to you, a peer, a coworker in another department, it might even be a vendor that you are partnering with. The work that is going to happen or not happen is about the leader's ability to influence others, to take an active, engaged role in that process. Now, another aspect of leading others is having that coaching mindset. Leaders need to be focused on developing their team members to think independently and grow beyond their role. They need to be able to ask great questions to spark curiosity, deep thought, and innovation. A coaching mindset is about believing the other person has the answer within them. They just need someone to ask them the right questions to bring it out. It's about believing in the other person's capabilities, seeing their potential, and inspiring them to pursue the best versions of themselves. Now, of course, when you're leading others, you also need to be able to build teams, to recruit and retain talent. You're going to need to know how to manage conflict. It's going to come up. Leading others is also about driving performance and being able to collaborate with other people. It's all about engaging, developing, connecting, and being relatable with others. So that's our second pillar, leading others. Now, our third pillar of leadership is all about leading the business. Now, this is about executing on your business objectives and the vision that's established for your department and your entire organization. When you are leading the business and you are working on your skills in this area, as a leader, you are going to move from feeling overwhelmed and fearful to feeling confident and courageous when you've been really intentional about building that skill and the skills that are necessary to be able to lead the business. Now, this is a big part of leadership, but it's also a very big pillar. So this is why I put this one down as the third pillar, because this is not necessarily where you want to start if you are just getting your feet wet in your leadership journey. Now, leading the business does require leaders to be able to create and articulate their vision and build and execute on the strategies that bring that vision to life. They need to be dynamic communicators, being able to speak to different people, sizes of audience, and in all different environments. It's about understanding business acumen. What makes your organization successful? What are the key performance indicators? What's the life cycle of your client? As well as just general business principles, things like managing expenses, generating profits, marketing. You get the picture. It's all about the other essentials of a business. Now, this is also where the skills of innovation, change management, project management, critical thinking, and driving results will come in. If your department and your organization is not successful, then it could mean the end of your tenure as a leader or even the organization as a whole. So, really being able to work on some of the skills that are part of being able to lead the business is going to be key, especially as you continue to move up and grow within your leadership journey. Now, within each of these pillars, as we talked about last week, we talked about foundational leadership skills. These pillars are massive. There's foundational skills that you're just going to continue to build on. So as they say, we eat an elephant one bite at a time. You need to take into these pillars just one thing at a time. Where can you start, get some foundational skills, and then continue to build upon them? All right. Again, those are our three pillars of leadership. Now, as you can see, there are different skill sets and knowledge under each of them that leaders need to know. And as I said, you don't need to know and be skilled at all of these things right from the start. Take it at the pace of your leadership journey and what your long-term vision and goals are. You're going to continue to build on them as you grow in your leadership and as you advance in the organization. So even as you maybe get some more advanced skills in one area, you might find that as you grow in your leadership, as you grow in your leadership roles, those skills that were advanced at one level now are the foundational skills at another, and you need to level up that particular skill. Now, as you think about these pillars, which one do you feel that you need to be putting additional focus on this year? Is there one that really resonated with you, or maybe one that made you a bit nervous because you recognize that you might have some big gaps there that you need to fill? It's okay if you do. It's totally normal, especially for new and emerging leaders. And again, you don't need to tackle all of these at once. When you are new to leadership, I recommend, again, that you focus on leading self, because as I said before, if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead others. So focus on mastering your ability to be able to lead yourself. You've got this, and you are going to have a great leadership journey ahead. I know it, and I believe in you. I appreciate you tuning in this week and learning about the three pillars of leadership. And I hope that you continue to tune in with me each week as we work together to level up your leadership this year. Until next time, my fellow leaders, lead with confidence, show up every day as the leader that you are striving to be, and make the decision today to level up your leadership this year. Thanks for listening to A Leader's Journey podcast. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you're excited to learn more, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tune in next week for another exciting leadership lesson. I'd love to help you level up your leadership, achieve the goals you desire, and design your unique leadership journey. So click the link in the show notes to schedule a free Level Up Your Leadership session. During this time, we will define where you are in several key areas of leadership, where you desire to be, and how you can level up your leadership. You don't need to do this alone, so let's chat today and get your journey started. Don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn or in the A Leader's Journey community on Facebook, and share this episode with another leader so we can all learn and grow together. That's all for this episode, and I'll see you next week. Until then, lead with confidence, show up every day as the leader you are striving to be, and make the decision today to level up your leadership this year.